is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Sports Out.
A loss in the closing minutes to Auburn last week may have deflated the Gamecocks, but it far from derailed them. Still 2-1 in the SEC, and their conference championship aspirations very much in play. They head back to Williams-Brice Stadium today to face a team that upset them last year. The number 14 South Carolina Gamecocks against the 2-3 Kentucky Wildcats. Hi, everyone. Andy Demetra, Brad Muller. So great to have you along. And Brad, of course, the dominant story this week, a change at quarterback for Carolina.
Well, sophomore Connor Schultz will get the start, only his second career start for the Gamecocks. He started the season opener against East Carolina and struggled a bit in that game. Has a great arm, a very good runner, but he's a lot lighter than Steven Garcia. That offensive line minus offensive tackle Kyle Nunn is going to have to do a better job here today.
Now, the good news for Shaw, he does not need to win the game by himself. Still has a very talented man in the backfield who's looking to reemerge a bit, Marcus Lattimore.
Well, Marcus Lattimore had over 100 yards rushing in each of the first 3 games this year. He's been held under 100 in each of the last 2 games, and in those games he's averaging less than 4 yards per carry. He is the workhorse, has at least 1 touchdown in every game so far. On the other side of the football, the defense has been spectacular in the last 2 games. 5 interceptions and 11 sacks in those 2 games, but they could be without 2-time SEC Defensive Player of the Week, Melvin Ingram, who's nursing a foot injury.
Now, Kentucky's nursing quite a bit more. 83 points allowed their first 2 games, 0-2 in the SEC, but remember they rallied from 18 down at the half to shock the Gamecocks last year. They're led by the SEC's top tackler, Danny Trevathan, who will go up against the redshirt freshman Cody Gibson. It's the Gamecocks and the Wildcats, and we tee it up next.
The University of South Carolina is proud of our vibrant heritage. At USC, this is our history.
We tackle the most pressing problems, from preserving our coast to studying the health of our oceans. At USC, this is our low country.
It's the South's welcoming nature that creates a supportive environment for our students. At USC, this is our hospitality.
8 campuses, endless opportunities. The University of South Carolina.
Family fun, historic adventures, and the call of the wild. It's all happening in Columbia, and right now it's happening for less. Find discount getaway packages at experiencecolumbia.com.
It's no coincidence the Toyota Tundra has received the most dependable large pickup award from J.D. Power and Associates. Not once, not twice, but 6 years in a row. Now that's a statement no other truck can make. Save up to $67.50 on the 2011 Toyota Tundra Double Cab with 0% APR. The full-size Tundra from Toyota.
Oh no, you've got to be kidding me!
Where are you going?
The store. I think I got a virus, and who knows what might happen.
There's a faster way online. PCmatic.com.
PCmatic.com?
PCmatic is a free download that will take care of viruses and a lot more. That's PCmatic.com. Oh, look here. PCmatic found a nasty virus. PCmatic also thinks your computer is slow and probably freezing, right?
It's slow when I restart it about once a week.
PCmatic will fix it all with the click of a button.
This is a lot faster. And the virus is gone.
Online video should be faster too. PCmatic also boosted your internet speed.
Can PCmatic keep my computer running this way?
PCmatic runs automatically and sends a report to your inbox.
Great. Thanks, honey. You saved me a trip to the store.
I needed the car anyway. Girls' night out.
Honey?
Go to PCmatic.com today for your free download. That's PCmatic.com.
South Carolina and Kentucky from Williams-Brice Stadium. It was last year in Lexington that Kentucky rallied from 18 down at halftime to beat South Carolina for the first time in 10 years. Gamecocks hoping to erase that memory today. They will receive to begin this game. After an anemic offensive effort against Auburn, just 13 points and a very bitter loss, trying to get back on track today. Ryan Tidlotchka, the kickoff specialist. And this will be taken out by Ellington. He fakes the pitch, but does not fool Kentucky. This drive will start at the 23, but the ball comes loose. This drive may be starting for Kentucky. South Carolina hoping for a much sharper start against Auburn. And judging by body language, they aren't going to have it, Brad. Kentucky ball off the fumbled opening kickoff by Ellington.
What a disaster for the Gamecocks. As many problems as they've had on offense the last couple of ball games especially. Now you don't even get a chance to get your offense on the field.
So this Kentucky drive starting just outside the South Carolina red zone. Already this stadium feels stunned, looking for a turnaround and cough it up on the opening possession.
Remember, Auburn had great field position all week. It seemed like all day last week against the Gamecocks, and Kentucky almost in the red zone.
Auspicious start. Junior quarterback is Morgan Newton from Carmel, Indiana for Big Blue. Puts it in the belly of his tailback up to the 20-yard line. Now this offense, Brad, has not clicked for Carolina the last couple of weeks, but the defense has come alive.
The defense has been fantastic. Talk about all the turnovers, the pressure on the quarterback, and that's really helped out the defensive backs who had struggled early in the season. That pass rush and the big rush up front has really helped this defense keep the Gamecocks in games.
Newton replacing 3,000-yard passer Mike Hartline. He had started 9 games for his career prior to this year as Josh Clemens, the true freshman, digs for the first down. Shaq Wilson makes the tackle. But Newton with some tepid numbers, to be polite. As many touchdowns as interceptions, a 50-yard completion percentage, so you may see more of a ground-based attack from Joker Phillips.
Yeah, and also he hasn't had a lot of help from his wide receivers. Only 50%, as you mentioned. There's been a lot of drop passes from this Kentucky receiving corps this year.
1st and 10. After Kentucky special teams recovered a fumble on the opening kickoff. The Gamecocks there to stuff the ball carrier. Kentucky's offensive line was supposed to be a strength, but then all of their starters got injured in the preseason. As a result, they've allowed an SEC worst 21 sacks. Another reason why we might see Kentucky pound the rock. Josh Clemens, true freshman, at the tailback position. They'll rely heavily on Lerod King, their junior wide receiver, team's leader in catches. 2nd and 8. Newton calls his own numbers. Gets stacked up a few yards shy of the first down. Something Joker Phillips has wanted to see more of. Newton calling his own number and running. Melvin Ingram has suited up, but Jadeveon Clowney gets the start at defensive end. Reginald Bowen's a career-high 11 tackles against Auburn last week, and then secondary producing a pair of interceptions, both by C.C. Whitlock.
It's already a pretty good drive for Kentucky. They had 5 straight 3-and-outs to start the game last week against LSU.
And already smelling the end zone. 3rd down and 3. Lone setback is Clemens. Tight end in motion, Malillo. The counter play, and the Gamecocks all over it. It is Antonio Allen, team's leader in tackles. When you need a big 3rd down stop, number 26 is a good place to start.
Yeah, he's 4th in the SEC in tackles. He had 13 tackles a week ago against Auburn. Take a look at it here. The Gamecocks do a great job of stringing it out. Looks like they got away with a face mask there, but there's good pursuit to the football and a sure tackle.
This will set up now as a 29-yard field goal from junior Craig McIntosh. And it splits the uprights. Kentucky, I'm sure, wanted 7, but after forcing the turnover on the kick return, we're happy to settle for a field goal and a lead. So Kentucky forces a fumble on the opening kickoff, recovers it, and punches it in with 3 points to take the early lead. Turnovers have been a big problem for this Carolina team. That was their 8th this year. And a team as talented as South Carolina, certainly with SEC championship aspirations and a ranking they've held all season, Brad, you expect this South Carolina team to play more like the alpha in the first quarter.
It just shows how their offense has never been able to get into a rhythm early.
Bruce Ellington fumbled the opening kickoff. DJ Swearinger taking his spot, and this will be a touchback. So into the hands of the coach's son from Flowery Branch, Georgia, Connor Shaw. He earned the start in the season opener by a strong preseason camp, thrust back into the starting role with Stephen Garcia's continued struggles. Brad, what is Carolina hoping for out of Shaw?
Well, that sounds simple, but it's what's been lacking. First of all, don't turn the ball over. Convert on third downs and go through your check downs. If the play isn't there, use your feet. He's a very capable runner as well.
First play from scrimmage has Cunningham to his right, Lattimore to his left. And underneath it goes to Justice Cunningham. Early junior tight end from Pageland, South Carolina. His 4-2-5 scheme under new Kentucky defensive coordinator Rick Minter blitzes from all angles, which will tax an offensive line. Missing left tackle Kyle Nunn because of a back injury. Rock Watkins takes his spot. Lattimore a season low 66 yards rushing against Auburn last week. Second and 5 and a flag.
Prior to the snap, false start. 78 offense, 5-yard penalty remains, second down.
And that's the redshirt freshman Cody Gibson. So now to start, offensive line coach Sean Elliott wanted either.
Yeah, exactly. They struggled last week, and obviously the youngster trying to get a leg up after he was one of the guys that struggled on the offensive line, filling in for Kyle Nunn last week, and backs the Gamecocks up to where they started.
Second and 10 for Shaw. Just 4 of 11 this year. Has time to load and launch out to Jeffrey. Might have had some nerves on that throw. Sails it long. Third and long against this Kentucky defense. Very good against the pass. 11th in the nation. Poor against the rush. 100th nationally. Couple of good defensive tackles in Rump and Cobble. Danny Trevathan 7th in the nation in tackles per game. He leads the SEC. Second in the SEC in tackles is the safety Winston Guy. That Kentucky defensive back core forced 4 interceptions in the upset last year. That'd be a long throw for Shaw. Into traffic on the money. Very close to a first down. Gamecocks should have it. That's Ace Sanders.
A good presence in the pocket that time by Connor Shaw, eyeing the middle of the field, and had a strong quick throw, sure hands, and that's a big break for the Gamecocks, picking up that first down after the penalty. Set him back. Look at that, right over the middle in traffic. Receiver was open, made the sure catch.
Very appreciative response by this Williams-Brice Stadium crowd. It seems the Gamecock fans have rallied behind the decision to start Shaw. To the air again. He will load and launch and has a man behind the defense, but it's off his hands. He was looking for Sanders again. They'll make that Demir Bird fastest on the team. Just couldn't run that down.
Well, I think everybody at Williams-Brice Stadium already had 6 on the scoreboard. The play was there. The throw was there. Demir Bird was there, and just let it go off his hands. Could have made his first catch a memorable one. The Wildcats only rushed 3, so plenty of time for Connor Shaw. Gets good protection. Man is beat down the field, able to step into his throw, and watch this. Right off his hands, had the man beat, and he knows he had 6.
I think the freshman realizing by the eyes he should have had that. On the delay, Lattimore. Burrowing forward to set up 2nd and 6. Lattimore with just 66 yards against Auburn. Drops him to 5th nationally in rushing.
Back-to-back games under 100 yards, as you said, 66 last week, 77 the week before against Vanderbilt.
Carolina converted its first 3rd and long. 3rd and 7 here. Gamecocks were just 2 for 10 against Auburn. A lot of those drives stalled out. Need to reach the 41. Shaw will spread the field. Kentucky brings an extra rusher. Out into the flat, wide open to tight end Buster Anderson, and he is off. Look at the freshman go toward the Kentucky 20. Boy, you talk about picking up the blitz and finding a wide open man.
Rory Anderson, or Buster Anderson, his nickname, only his 3rd catch of the year, his longest by far of the season. The Gamecocks in business. They forgot all about him. Justice Cunningham, the regular tight end. Anderson, kind of like a wide receiver, not really built like a traditional tight end, so he creates a mismatch, gets through the traffic. He was wide open and a great run after the catch.
Now, normally on a blitz, you throw to where the blitzer comes, and you saw Winston Guy coming from the right side. The throw was to the left. This throw to the end zone, and it's on the money for a touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey. How about the drive by Connor Shaw?
Alshon Jeffrey with his third touchdown of the season. The All-American's been a little bit quiet this season because of the struggles of Stephen Garcia. He was open. Shaw hit him in stride. Connor Shaw with an impressive drive there. Got good protection up front. And more importantly, the receivers are getting separation so far on that opening drive.
Oh, and Connor Shaw, G.A. Mangus have to like the results of that first drive. 7 plays, 80 yards. And as it so often happens, it ends in the hands of number 1. Wooden's extra point, and the Gamecocks make short work of that Kentucky lead. Well, it was set up by the long third down completion to the freshman tight end, but it's the junior All-America Alshon Jeffrey. Connor Shaw, tight spiral, tight catch. Good result.
Does a great job of stepping into his throw, and again the protection is there, and he knew it as soon as he threw it.
Auspicious start for the sophomore. The Gamecocks have the lead.
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
Here's the beef. Wendy's introduces Dave's Hot and Juicy with our thickest, hottest, juiciest beef ever. Premium toppings and a buttered toasted bun.
Where's the beef?
It's right here.
You used to take your daddy out when he was your age.
All right.
You got a big one out there. Okay, buddies, you have fun today?
In North Myrtle Beach, we have a lot of great vacation ideas, such as championship golf, entertainment, great fishing, fine dining, and fabulous shopping. But we're sure the beauty of our wide-open beach will inspire some great ideas of your own. For your free planner, call 1-866-219-1519 or log on to northmyrtlebeach.travel.
Hi, I'm Wendy. Yep, that one. And I'm proud to introduce Dave's Hot and Juicy Cheeseburgers. They're all new and our best yet, with thicker, hotter, juicier beef, melty cheese, and a warm butter toasted bun. So come on in.
Looking for a job? Maybe you're looking for a better job. At BetterUpstateJobs.com, we've got them. How about a job with better pay? A job with better benefits? A job with better hours? Or a job with better opportunities? No matter what your reasons, log on to BetterUpstateJobs.com and find that job that's right for you. And remember, post a job, find a job at BetterUpstateJobs.com.
Attention, this is a consumer health alert. According to the New England Journal of Medicine, people taking Plavix are 12 times more likely to suffer serious side effects. And the FDA has reported the makers of Plavix falsely represented its effectiveness. If you or someone you love were prescribed Plavix and experienced any of these side effects, call this number immediately. Call Parker Wakeman. Put Parker Wakeman to work for you. Call Parker Wakeman. You may be entitled to compensation. Don't delay. Call Parker Wakeman right now.
Helping. Pass it on.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
What a nice young man. My goodness.
Back at Williams-Brice Stadium, and if Connor Shaw had any nerves about his second career start, he did not show them on Carolina's opening drive. 80 yards over 7 plays, and Carolina with the 7-3 lead.
Connor Shaw getting his feet wet. Really been thrown to the fire. They're only one handoff to Marcus Lattimore, and they do it to that guy, and you can catch the ball. Why not? Good throws by Connor Shaw, and again, good separation by the receivers. And you see the 7-play drive. Gamecocks last week in 15 possessions only had 1 possession that went more than 5 plays.
And this Gamecock offense, their confidence may have taken a hit after their poor showing against Auburn. I saw a smile from Alshon Jeffrey. That's a big step in the positive direction. Newton under center on 1st and 10. Junior from Carmel, Indiana. He has been pulled for his backup Maxwell Smith each of the last 2 games, going for a crossing pattern, but at the feet of his target, the senior Matt Rourke. Carolina third in the nation, Brad, against the pass. They're allowing 150 yards per game through the air. And that does not bode well for a Kentucky team that's 113th in the nation passing.
And the Gamecocks really picked it up, as we talked about the last two games, with those 11 sacks and 5 interceptions. Really doing a great job of putting pressure on the quarterback.
See the numbers here in Central Florida. Michigan State 1-2 nationally in total defense. So the Gamecocks in some very good company. Off the hard fake, Newton flush, and will have to bounce it. Boy, he saw the pressure coming backside from Devin Taylor. Bailed out.
He was there, and Jadeveon Clowney getting in there as well. These bookends, and a great luxury for the Gamecocks when you have a Clowney normally coming off the bench starting today with Melvin Ingram a little bit banged up. But look at it here, nowhere to go, the pump fake, and you're not going to get it over that guy. You're not going to get it over Devin Taylor at 6'7".
Melvin Ingram, whose status was questionable today with a foot injury, is on the field. 3rd down and 10. Kentucky 115th in the nation in 3rd down conversions. Gamecocks allowed 11 of 22 conversions against Auburn. This one is going nowhere. Shaq Wilson hauling down the sophomore Raymond Sanders out of the flat. Negative yardage on that Kentucky series.
Yeah, the middle linebacker Shaq Wilson read that play all the way, took a good angle to the football, and creates a loss on the play, and that's something you need out of your middle linebacker. Shaq Wilson undersized, but has good speed. And talked about the offensive woes for South Carolina. Kentucky's had their problems as well. Only 155 yards of total offense a week ago, and they punted 10 times in that game.
Sanders back to return the punt from Ryan Tidlachka. Short punts, and Sanders has room. Good starting field position for Carolina, just shy of midfield. Now Lexington, they still talk about the wrath of that man. Steve Spurrier had a 17-game winning streak against Kentucky, snapped last year. Heartbreaking passion in Lexington. This defense back on the field. 1st and 10 for Newton and the Wildcats. Will lob it down the sideline. Underthrown. Is it intercepted? It is. Victor Hampton, the freshman from Darlington, South Carolina, slid underneath his receiver for his first career pick.
You gotta love that. Hampton missed the first 3 games due to some academic-related suspension. Comes in, they really like him as potentially a starter down the road. Great coverage here. This ball should never have been thrown. It's a little bit underthrown, and stepped right in front of LaRod King to pick it off.
Now you understand the intent, aiming for King, Kentucky's leading pass catcher. Hampton drew the assignments, and he pulls it down. Former Under Armour All-American from Darlington, South Carolina. Carolina 2 turnovers in the first quarter. Back to work for Shaw. Play action. Floating it out and completing it past the 40. It's Marcus Lattimore. Lattimore had what could have been a career game last year, Brad, against Kentucky, but then the sprained ankle happened. And South Carolina's offense tailspinned as a result. We saw this a lot last year in Lexington. Lattimore out of the backfield catching passes.
And take a look at the end of this play here. Lattimore does a great job of freeing himself open and following Shaw. But check out the end. Was it a late hit? Could have been. No penalty on the play. But the fans were booing because they don't like to see number 21 take an unnecessary hit.
Like in baseball, one of those bang-bang plays. Lattimore gains the first down. Only has had 1 carry so far. The screen pass out to Jeffrey. That's another thing that has sort of disappeared from Carolina's playbook this season, which they ran a lot of last year.
Yeah, I love the wide receiver screen, especially to Alshon Jeffrey. He's so big at 6'4". He can fall down for 3 yards, and so it's just a great job just to get the ball in his hands. It really opens up the playbook when you've got 2nd and short.
5-yard gain as we wind towards 1 minute in this first quarter. Shaw has now completed 8 passes, 1 fewer than Stephen Garcia had all of last week. Lattimore short yardage again. Danny Trevathan, SEC's leading tackler, makes the stop. Lattimore has been quiet this first quarter. Makes you wonder if they have something in their back pocket for later.
Yeah, exactly. Just trying to set things up. But I like that they did get Connor Shaw very involved in the offense early, and he gave him some confidence. But obviously, Marcus Lattimore is the workhorse, at least one touchdown in every game this season. But he's been held in check the last 2 ball games.
Flag here before Carolina could get a line. It's a substitution infraction. Carolina, 12 players in the huddle. First time they've had a 3rd and short all game. Instead, it morphs into 3rd and long.
And again, that's been the bugaboo for the Gamecocks. 3rd penalty of the contest after averaging about 7 per game. And that'll drive both those men nuts. Steve Spurrier can't believe it either. Says, what week is this? This is game 6.
And the headset is off. Play chart is near the turf. Pretty good barometer of Spurrier's happiness. Need to reach the Kentucky 45. Shaw on a pump fake. Heaving it deep. Looking for Jeffrey. And overthrown. Well covered downfield. Randall Byrd, the senior from LaGrange, Georgia.
Connor Shaw did a good job to step up in the pocket, buy him some time. Looked like he thought about throwing it, taking himself to run for a moment. Might have been able to pick the first down. Went for the home run ball and came up short.
Connor Shaw has certainly shown some flashes. 1 quarter in the books. Carolina on top.
Beating, slapping, punching, roughing up,
teaching a lesson,
getting even,
fighting back. They had it coming.
Who do they think they are?
You barely touched her.
And you'll never
do it again. Whatever you call it,
there is no excuse
for domestic abuse.
This message is brought to you by the South Carolina Coalition Against Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault.
I see quite a bit of cardiac cases. We're first responders, and we're usually first on the scene. If their heart's not working correctly, they can't think correctly. That's life or death. You should already have a plan. And us being firemen, you know, that's the #1 killer for firemen, is heart attacks. My experience is definitely pointing me in the right direction of which hospital to go to. If one of my men were to go down, that's exactly where I would send them.
GMC Truck Month. For all those times when precise control is critical to manage the load. For all those times when fuel economy is just as important as power and acceleration, we offer our best Sierra ever. During GMC Truck Month, get 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 cash allowance on Sierra, plus 1 year of SiriusXM satellite radio, including every NFL game.
Saving for our child's college fund was getting expensive.
Yes, it was. So to save some money, we taught our 5-year-old how to dunk.
Scholarship. Honey, go get him.
There's an easier way to save. Get online. Go to geico.com. Get a quote. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Andy Demetra, Brad Muller. We start the second quarter, and Carolina pushing inside Kentucky territory. Check out this look. That's Marcus Lattimore taking the direct snap. Off the fake from Demir Byrd. Lattimore plowing ahead. Haven't seen that in the back pages of the playbook yet.
He's trying to get the ball in the hands of the playmakers and give the defense something to think about. Lattimore, I believe, that's his 3rd carry of the game. You know what he can do. And Byrd can move the ball as well. Fastest player on the team, gives Kentucky something to think about.
A little bit of the Laticat. You saw Connor Shaw. He split out wide. They're on 2nd down. Lattimore turning the corner. Set up third and about 4. Ronnie Sneed, senior middle linebacker, Tallahassee, Florida, cuts down Lattimore.
Now, Steve Spurrier was asked earlier this week if they would run more of the Wildcat formation, maybe to take some pressure off Connor Shaw, and he kind of brushed it aside as if to say, no, we're just going to work on our basics and maybe a little cat and mouse game with Coach Spurrier.
Oh, it's odd. They have players who were quarterbacks in high school, Bruce Ellington and Stephon Gilmore, but Lattimore never was. A little more on Connor Shaw in a moment, trying to convert this 3rd and 2. Extends the handoff to Lattimore, who digs ahead and gets the first down. Connor Shaw in that first quarter, 8 for 14, the touchdown to Alshon Jeffrey on 128 yards. Let's go back to more on Mr. Shaw.
Yeah, the coach's kid, of course, his brother's the quarterback at Georgia Southern, and big Steve Spurrier fan growing up when he was at Florida. In fact, I heard he had his bedroom painted Florida blue and orange as a child.
Screens it out to Lattimore. Lattimore lining up as a receiver. You see Shaw as a receiver, Lattimore as a quarterback, and vice versa out here. Was that Bruce Ellington? Yeah, it was number 23. I have seen Lattimore split wide, though, with these changing looks, maybe throwing Kentucky off.
Yeah, exactly. Could set up the receiver screens here, too, with the lineman on either side set up wide to help out the receiver.
2nd and 1. Lattimore straight ahead. Not much, but enough for the first down. Now, how split must the Shaw family feel? Yeah, Jabo starting at Georgia Southern, which, oh, by the way, is ranked #1 in the football championship subdivision. Leads the nation in offense, 46 points per game. And you have Connor making his 2nd career start. Our producer, Gary McCullough, Georgia Southern graduate, very happy we got that in. We'll step back and lob it. End zone caught. Touchdown, Justice Cunningham. His first career score. Set up by the fake from Connor Shaw, his 2nd of the afternoon. Boy, they spread the field and found pay dirt in a hurry.
And it was the play action that sells the play, as you called. The Gamecocks have set that up with all the different looks, going to the outside, the wide receiver screens, the runs up the middle. Take a look at it here. The little bit of play action, they bite wide open Justice Cunningham for just his 6th catch.
16 yards out. Carolina gets his 2nd score. But the extra point is blocked. Carolina had one of those last week, did not prove consequential in the end, and they'll have to hope for the same fate here. Connor Shaw's 2nd touchdown pass of the season, and we'll see how it's set up. Soft touch. Cunningham open in the back of the end zone. Here's what it looks like for Connor Shaw through a quarter plus. The results, the returns, pretty good, Brad.
Yeah, so far, and again, distributing the ball to a lot of different receivers. Again, last week, the Gamecocks only hit 3 receivers the entire game.
Up the middle, Kentucky, though, not fooled. Wildcats have a pair of budding stars inside, and they stacked up Lattimore, Dante Rumpf, sophomore from St. Matthews, Mr. Commel, yes, that's his name, Mr. Commel, sophomore from Louisville.
Again, this Kentucky defense is strong up the middle with the 2 you mentioned. Of course, Trevathan at linebacker and Winston Guy at safety.
Lattimore, 7 carries, just 18 yards. He's 3rd on the team in rushing right now. Jeffrey, airborne, hauls it in. Those are the kinds of plays, Brad, they're going to make Alshon Jeffrey some good bank on Sundays.
Exactly. You get one-on-one coverage and you throw to the back shoulder here where really he's the only guy that can make the catch. Doesn't look like a great throw on paper, but that's actually where you want it to go. Back shoulder gives the defender no chance to get it because you know Alshon's got the great hands and the size to create some separation.
4th catch for Jeffrey and a first down. Up the middle again. Flag down. Marcus Lattimore the carry. We'll sort out the laundry. Lattimore, prior to that carry, just 7 carries and 18 yards. Another slow start for the sophomore, and to what do you attribute that?
Well, right now, of course, the Gamecocks were going into the passing game very early to try to get that established. So he only touched the ball once on the first couple of possessions, but just about every team's going to stack the box and try to make you beat them with somebody else. But you know he can do it. He gets stronger as the game goes on, and if he's got fresh legs in the 4th quarter, that's even better for the Gamecocks.
Tom Ritter, our head referee.
Offside on the defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
First penalty of the day against UK. Lattimore, despite that season low in rushing yards against Auburn, still 5th in the nation in yards per game. He's 3rd in the nation in carries. 29 career touchdowns. The big number, Brad, is 20. As you see there, Lattimore has 20 or more. Carolina undefeated in his career. They'll take it again on 1st and 5. All right, somehow squirts through. He looked like a pinball.
Well, that's a traditional Marcus Lattimore run. Randall Burton on the tackle. That usually doesn't take one guy to get him down. And that's where Marcus Lattimore is really has some of his best runs, is up the middle. You don't see a lot of toss sweeps to him. He runs very well between the tackles here. He's not as small as you think he is. He's got good power and can just take people with him for a ride, and that's what he does there.
Shaw around right end. Shaw equally adept with his legs as well. Tackled by Dante Rump for the Wildcats. First down. Flag down a little late.
Smart.
Shaw has really orchestrated the offense well.
And smart play, though, where he saw he was going to get all he could get. He didn't lower his shoulder and try to take on a linebacker. It just went straight down.
After the play, personal foul, number 22 defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
That's the SEC's leading tackler, Danny Trevathan, costing his defense 15. Trevathan, that penalty notwithstanding, he's one of the best kept secrets, I think, Brad, nationally.
Yeah, exactly.
Just of the SEC.
Yeah, he's the first ever Kentucky linebacker to be a first-team All-American. Look at the total yards. Dominance by the Gamecocks. Had the turnover on the first play of the game after the opening kickoff, but all Carolina since.
Trevathan is talented, but he can't do it alone. Offset eye. Back to throw goes Shaw. Out route Jeffrey. The catch inside the pylon and the touchdown. Bring up a 3rd touchdown pass of the first half for Connor Shaw. He has been the spark the Gamecocks have sought, threatening to pile it on the Wildcats.
Well, once again, Alshon Jeffrey wide open in the corner. As we said, the Gamecocks have the advantage on the outside. Randall Burton just couldn't keep up with him, and another perfect throw from Connor Shaw. Take a look at here. Good protection up front. Kentucky rushed 5. Look at this throw in stride, and Burton late getting there.
Gamecocks make amends on the extra point. Some brilliant touch thrown, shown by Connor Shaw. Ones that require the soft touch, the ones that require the hard throws. Shaw has been accurate throughout. Alshon Jeffrey just inside the pylon. His 2nd touchdown of the day, his 4th of the year. Well, on his way to a 12th career 100-yard game in Carolina, pouring it on against the Wildcats. And this offense left a lot of folks, including on that sideline, frustrated last week. It's been smiles here in the first half. Gamecocks 20-3.
I've been fortunate enough to make a living out of the automobile business for the last 50 years. Cobra has made its own history. It's the most replicated car that's ever been. Z-Max not only improves performance, but it improves emissions. I can tell you that it penetrates the metal. Z-Max works in any type of vehicle. I've got my reputation to protect. I recommend Z-Max because I know it works.
A vacation in South Walton isn't about what you take. It's what you take away and return to year after year. All the special times, the perfect moments, unforgettable places, and all the things you did that you never do anywhere else. Come find your perfect beach.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. When we feel warm inside, flying team flags with pride, screaming football is here. It's the most wonderful time of the
The NFL season. It's like Christmas for football fans. Call today to make sure you're getting NFL Network and NFL Red Zone. Let it all in with Charter.
It's quick, it's simple.
It's easy to use.
We love their customer service.
Results are fantastic.
We got a lot of good qualified people.
We get great results and they save you money.
It's easy to see why employers log on to BetterUpstateJobs.com to find talented job seekers. When an opening becomes available in your company, do what other employers do. Log on to BetterUpstateJobs.com for a quick and affordable way to find that qualified applicant you need.
It's free for job seekers
and great for business.
The Canes are back on Fox Sports Carolinas with more games, more access, more Canes action than ever before. Monday, the Hurricanes strike New Jersey as Eric Stahl takes the lead against big man Martin Brodeur and the Devils. Hurricanes, Devils, Monday at 12:30 beginning with Hurricanes Live on Fox Sports Carolinas. And this game is also available on Fox Sports South. Check your local listings.
Back at Williams-Brice, a week ago here, Carolina 13 points, listless and losing to Auburn. 20 first-half points, all behind the right arm of sophomore Connor Shaw. 3 touchdowns through the air. Lane on the return. Michael Bailey out near the 30.
Bailey brings it out for Kentucky.
Shaw has really spun the dials well. Second time he's found that man in the end zone.
Alshon Jeffries getting one-on-one coverage, and Gamecocks will take that any day. Again, it's been there on the outside, and Connor Shaw not getting a lot of pressure right now by this Kentucky defense and taking advantage of what he's getting. Joker Phillips going to have to make some adjustments to keep his team in the ballgame.
Need to make more adjustments on offense, though. Just 45 yards on 23 plays, and Newton 3 for 12 with a pick. Pick his way through tacklers, drives those legs for about 8.
Kentucky.
What will it take for Kentucky right now?
Yeah, right now they're just very one-dimensional on offense. Morgan Newton is really their primary ball carrier. They have some talented young backs in Clemens and Sanders. Sanders is coming off a knee injury, so maybe not wanting to test him as much. But right now it's been the Morgan Newton show with his legs. Hasn't been able to get it done through the air, but very one-dimensional right now.
Handoff, Raymond Sanders, their opening day starter, who's missed the last 3 games with a knee injury. About a yard shy of the first down. Rodney Polk has been active in this first half. He wraps him up.
Yeah, that's Rodney Polk is a guy that the Gamecocks really needed this season. There he is, the middle of your screen, number 45. 6th year with the Gamecocks, had a special medical exemption after a torn ACL in 09. Played in 2010, but wasn't quite the same.
Guy that his teammate Demario Jeffries says has a head-busted mentality. Trying to crack some skulls here on 3rd and 1. The give to Sanders. Boy, on the second effort, he might have gotten it. He ran right into Polk as if on cue. This one will be close.
Sanders got lower on Polk, and probably only because Sanders is 5'8" and Polk is 6 feet tall, was able to get the little bit of leverage possibly that he needed.
Let's bring out the chains. Look at Polk active again.
And take a look. They meet at the line of scrimmage. He gets a little lower, and again, that gives him the leverage. It's going to be close. Again, it's did he get a spot with the right foot or the left foot?
A little more than a nose. Some relief to Kentucky. The Wildcats 1 for 6 on 3rd downs prior to that. Only points coming after recovering the fumble on the opening kickoff. 29-yard field goal from Craig McIntosh. Since then, very little in the way of moving the chains. Kentucky 0-2 in the SEC. Of course, a brutal start to conference play, facing Florida and then LSU. Great pass breakup. On the delay, DJ Swearinger, the junior.
DJ Swearinger quietly having a pretty good year. The safety, second on the team in tackles, makes a great play on the pass here. Rolling to the right, going back to the left. He follows his man across, slaps it away. That's just a great job of staying at home and playing your assignment.
He was defending the tight end, Nick Melillo. Swearinger, one of the purest tacklers on the team. Numbers bear that out. Second on the team in tackles. Gamecocks bring the blitz. Newton trying to dance, but he finds a dance partner in Jadeveon Clowney, and the freshman hauls him down.
And then Jadeveon Clowney, I don't think you want to be slow dancing with him in the backfield. Gamecocks blitzed a couple. Shaq Wilson, the middle linebacker, occupies some space there, makes Newton go the other way, right into the arms of Jadeveon Clowney and some friends.
Well, you know, if he's your dance partner, he's going to be stepping on your toes. He's going to rock you back all right. Rock Hill, South Carolina, the nation's #1 ranked recruit. And he's lived up to the billing. Forcing 3rd and 13 on the 3-yard loss. Newton, 3 of 13. Pressured backside, had a man open, but too tall. And Brian Adams, the 6'4 sophomore, the outfielder for the Kentucky baseball team, couldn't climb the ladder.
Morgan Newton, this Kentucky offense continues to struggle. Last week they struggled as well. First 12 possessions last week, only 1 drive with more than 5 plays. Only 60 yards total, and they're struggling once again here in the first half.
Punter Tidwalachka has had to limber up that leg off it. Carolina on top, 20-3. Tidwalachka gets this away. Sanders drifting underneath it. Fair catch at the 25. Carolina sets up shop again, and can they continue to hum along under Connor Shaw? So Kentucky averts disaster after the fumble deep inside their own territory. Newton running for his life and has that shot down as time expires. Boy, he has been carrying a Garnet jersey on his back for it seems the entire first half. Gamecocks defense has come to life, and Connor Shaw with 3 first half touchdowns, 207 yards. It adds up to a 20-3 South Carolina lead halftime at Williams-Brice Stadium.
It's not easy remembering the delicious sides at Little Caesars, because Little Caesars large hot and ready pizza is the best value in America. And a deal that good could make anybody forget.
Hot and ready pizza.
$5, please.
Whoa, what a deal.
Anything else? Any sides?
Sides? Yeah. How did you know?
It's written all over your face.
Tonight, take home Little Caesars. And don't forget the sides.
Pizza, pizza.
In Kingman, Arizona, folks know this is your guy for transmissions. This is your guy for clogged drains. And for help understanding your employee benefits choices, well, Cheryl's your guy. She's from Colonial Life, and she meets one-to-one with folks at work to make sure they get the benefits that fit them best and protect the things they care about most. Want the best benefits you can get? See Cheryl or any of our Colonial Life benefits guys.
Where's the beef? Where's the beef? Where's the beef?
Here's the beef. Wendy's introduces Dave's Hot and Juicy with our thickest, hottest, juiciest beef ever. Premium toppings and a buttered toasted bun.
Where's the beef?
It's right here.
Texas Pete wing sauce.
Bird brains.
There's a lot of talk out there about who makes the most dependable truck. Well, talk is cheap. Here's a fact for you. The Toyota Tundra received J.D. Power and Associates' most dependable large pickup 6 years in a row. Now that's a statement no other truck can make. Save up to $67.50 on the 2011 Toyota Tundra Double Cab with 0% APR. The full-size Tundra from Toyota.
Hi, I'm Wendy. Yep, that one. And I'm proud to introduce Dave's Hot and Juicy Cheeseburgers. They're all new and our best yet, with thicker, hotter, juicier beef, melty cheese, and a warm butter toasted bun. So come on in.
You know that it's real. Andy Demetra, Brad Muller will wind up the second half. Carolina leading at 20-3, and Kentucky to take this out from its own 8-yard line. Michael Bailey hauled down just past the 20, and Brad, it was the first half. dominated really in all phases by Carolina.
It looked rough for the Gamecocks after fumbling the opening kickoff, but after that it was all Garnet as the Gamecocks got it going with the passing game in Connor Shaw, and then the defense really stymied Morgan Newton and company for Kentucky. They just haven't been able to get anything going through the air on the ground as well.
Yeah, Newton has to pull himself out of the abyss. First half, 3 for 17 with an interception. Also lost a fumble. Short drop. Threads the needle for a 7-yard pickup on first down. First time he's hit LaRod King, his team's leading pass catcher. By far Carolina's most complete first half of the year.
Yeah, look at that average yards per play for Kentucky, less than 2. And for the Gamecocks, 292 total yards with 3 turnovers, killing Kentucky.
Gain of 8 on first down. Sanders, the deep man on the play fake, and incomplete. Brian Adams defended by C.C. Whitlock, coming off a pair of picks last week.
Yeah, Whitlock jumped the route, looked to get his 3rd interception in a week's time. He makes a good play on it here. The quick play action there didn't have Whitlock fooled. He was right on the spot.
Kentucky didn't have world-beating offensive numbers coming in. 118th in the nation. That was 3rd worst in total offense. Only need 1 here. It is going to be a throwback pass. Looking for Newton. Whitlock is out there. Juggled and incomplete. Well, they're trying a little bit of everything. Matt O'Rourke, the wide receiver who was a quarterback in high school, looking for Newton on the throwback. Reginald Bowen, C.C. Whitlock, not deceived.
Well, the razzle-dazzle hasn't working for Kentucky. Interesting way to start. Take a look at it here. Remember, Josh Clemens, the tailback, had an interception earlier on a similar play. They'll try it this time, and no, sir, not there. Morgan Newton, a big target, the quarterback at 6'4", but Whitlock wasn't fooled. Newton almost came down with it, but plenty of Garnet jerseys there to knock it away.
3 and out, Kentucky. Lachka swings his leg into it. He'll backpedal Ace Sanders. Heck of a punt. Sanders trying to find a seam. Back to work for Connor Shaw and company. Here's what Connor Shaw has done in the first half. I think he's given Carolina more than I'm sure the coaches had hoped for.
Yeah, exactly. And the key was he got off to a good start on the first couple of drives. He was hitting his open receivers. The receivers were getting open. He was getting protection early on. He was sacked later 3 times.
Almost as many passing yards in the first half as he had his entire career. Lattimore on the direct snap gets snowed under behind the line. Steve Spurrier has dog-eared that page in the playbook a few times today where Lattimore has taken the direct snap. Lattimore a quiet first half, but the Gamecocks haven't needed him.
Yeah, exactly. The passing game has been very well established for Carolina in the first half. Seen a lot of different formations, new formations such as what we're seeing right now. The Gamecocks really mixing things up for Connor Shaw.
Loss of 2. High snap. Shaw handles it and zips out the screen to Sanders. Ace Sanders, he can slip through a fax machine. Didn't need a big space to burst free and get close to the first down.
I love that kind of play where you've got a lineman out there blocking for your wide receiver out there on the receiver screen along with your tight end Anderson. And this is the beautifully set up play. The wide receiver screen is a big part of the Carolina offense the last few years. Really hasn't been there the first half of the season for the Gamecocks, and it's been pretty effective for so far this afternoon.
Sanders, sophomore from Bradenton, Florida. His dad, Tracy, played quarterback opposite Deion Sanders at Florida State. His son's DB's coach in high school. The pitch to Lattimore, not a play you see often. Lattimore powers for the first down. He's normally a straight-ahead guy. Carolina straight ahead to another first down.
Well, you got to like that because the Gamecocks have struggled to get the runs up the middle, which is usually where you see Marcus Lattimore run. Take a look at it here. Look at him choosing his blocks, setting up the blocks, lowers his shoulder and piles ahead. And the Kentucky player down on the play.
Dante Rumpf, the injured Kentucky defensive lineman, helped off, but what a difference a week makes. Carolina exceeding its number of first downs and total yards from all of last week in the first half. No options left for Shaw, so he keeps. What do you think of that?
Yeah, Gamecocks just a little more efficient this week, getting things done, and just good decisions like that decision there by Connor Shaw. Didn't force anything. There was nothing down the field, so trying to make a positive play, and that's what he did. And give Kentucky a little credit. They're getting a little more pressure on Connor Shaw since from the second quarter on.
2nd and 7. Lattimore, the shotgun draw, keeps the feed moving. First down. Maybe Lattimore's best run of the day. Took Danny Trevathan, the SEC's leading tackler, to haul him down.
It can be so deflating for a team. You know, Connor Shaw has done such a good job of moving this offense with the pass. And, oh, yeah, don't forget about this guy. Marcus Lattimore, yeah, may have been quiet, hasn't had a whole lot of carries, but you know what he can do. And he can carry it in a ball game, especially in the second half.
They fake to Lattimore. This is Shaw, but boy, does he take a shot. Well, he knew it was going to be easy all game. I believe that was Ronnie Sneed, one of his defensive backs, who sent him backwards.
Well, Shaw looked like he was trying to reverse his field here, tried to back up, and got a little help in backing up.
That was Mikey Benton, junior free safety. Gamecocks trying to move to 3-1 in the SEC, capping this homestand. Shaw stays on his feet just long enough to sling it out of bounds. He had Trevathan all over him, but just stayed aloft long enough.
Well, again, since the second quarter on, Kentucky's made some adjustments on defense and getting a lot more pressure on Connor Shaw. You take a look at it here, and Shaw does a great job just to get rid of it and avoid the sack. No intentional grounding there. Gamecocks had a receiver open on the far side of the field, but Shaw didn't have time to even look in that direction. So credit Kentucky's defense with making some changes to put some pressure on the youngster.
Gamecocks 4 for 9 on 3rd down conversions. They were 2 for 10 last week, and we'll see if Kentucky blitzes again. Shaw will try to lunge for the first down, but gets wrapped up from behind.
I tell you what, again, a good run by Connor Shaw, but Coach Steve Spurrier is not going to be happy that they got pressure on Connor Shaw again, only rushing 3, and they're getting beat on the edge, forcing Shaw to step up in the pocket, in that case take off and try to run for the first down.
The crowd imploring Carolina to go for it. Ball spotted at the Kentucky 46, and that's what they'll do. Gamecocks 7 for 11 on 4th downs this year, their first attempt today. Shaw spread him out. Has Jeffrey to his right, bottom of your screen. Option, the pitch, Lattimore to the sideline. Beautifully run.
Outstanding play by Connor Shaw there. Didn't think he was going to hold on to it and take another big hit there. And again, this is a new wrinkle to the offense. We really haven't seen this. We've seen a lot of the reads from Stephen Garcia in the previous games. Look at here, this is the old-time option. And what an option it is when you got Marcus Lattimore going to the outside. I think we've seen the Gamecocks try to run more to the outside here in the 3rd quarter than we've seen the last few ball games.
Carolina moving downhill. Lattimore straight up the gut. Now Lattimore starting to find his feet. Carolina jumped out to this lead with Lattimore kind of in a supporting role, but he's stepping up now.
And gets a good block from his fullback Dalton Wilson there right in front of you. He takes out the linebacker Ronnie Sneed. And Marcus Lattimore with a bit of a convoy there. Big pickup on first down.
37 yards rushing for Lattimore in the first half. 23 on this drive, and in fact give him 32 at that last 9-yard run. Second down, less than 1. See if Carolina takes a shot. Shaw with a pump, a fire, wide open. Nick Jones for the touchdown. First career touchdown catch for the redshirt freshman Nick Jones. The 4th of the game for Connor Shaw. He has been lighting up Williams-Brice Stadium, and the Gamecocks have responded.
Nick Jones had been kind of quiet the last couple of ball games. Had 3 catches against Navy, getting a couple here today. And look at the protection Shaw gets this time, and a perfect pass. No safety help. The safety was late getting over. And Jones with his first touchdown as a Gamecock.
Teammates with Marcus Lattimore at Burns High School. In fact, Lattimore's stepfather said growing up in Little League, Nick was the star of the team. Shaw has spread the field beautifully. And in the back of the end zone, slipping free, is 5'9", redshirt freshman. Eyeing him the whole way. What a day. The Gamecock offense.
Oh, no, you've got to be kidding me.
Where are you going?
The store. I think I got a virus, and who knows what might happen.
There's a faster way online. PCmatic.com.
PCmatic.com?
PCmatic is a free download that will take care of viruses and a lot more. That's PCmatic.com. Oh, look here. PCmatic found a nasty virus. PCmatic also thinks your computer is slow and probably freezing, right?
It's slow when I restart it about once a week.
PCmatic will fix it all with the click of a button.
This is a lot faster. And the virus is gone.
Online video should be faster, too. PCmatic also boosted your internet speed.
Can PCmatic keep my computer running this way?
PCmatic runs automatically and sends a report to your inbox.
Great. Thanks, honey. You saved me a trip to the store.
I needed the car anyway. Girls' night out.
Honey?
Go to PCmatic.com today for your free download. That's PCmatic.com.
My electric bill was breaking the bank. So to save some money, I trained this team of guinea pigs to row this tiny boat. They generate electricity, which lets me surf the web all day. Took me 6 months to train each one, 8 months to get the little chubby one to yell row. It was kind of strange. Such a simple word. Row.
There's an easier way to save. Get online. Go to geico.com. Get a quote. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This is footage you were never meant to see. It's Apocalypse, the Second World War, the first completely new film history of World War II made in decades. Shot by soldiers and civilians from both sides of the war. 50% of this footage has never been seen before.
Call 1-800-486-1745 to order Apocalypse, the Second World War for $39.99 and receive free shipping when you call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card. Or order online at timelife.com/apocalypse.
Are you tired of check cashing fees? Bounce checks and overdraft fees driving you crazy? Introducing the Account Now prepaid Visa card. Account Now provides the perfect alternative to a checking account without the hassles and hidden overdraft or bounce check fees.
Before I found Account Now, payday was a major hassle.
With Account Now, I don't have to worry about overdraft fees.
With 100% approval and no credit check, call Account Now today.
Call 1-800-403-1540.
You're watching Sports South.
Gamecocks 27 unanswered at Williams-Brice Stadium. A big lead they've opened up with 8:46 to play, third quarter against Kentucky. Bailey stays on his feet, checks out of one tackle, not a second. And Brad, again, Steve Spurrier wanted to shake up his offense after a moribund night against Auburn. Connor Shaw has done the deed. Nick Jones on the receiving end, capping that 11-play drive.
And one of 7 Gamecocks who have caught a pass today. He's doing a good job of getting everybody involved in the offense.
Might be very little in the way of a quarterback controversy after this one. Meanwhile, there might be one brewing in Lexington. Newton, 4 of 19, 17 yards. Keeps it himself, but gets decked. Those linebackers for Carolina. Shaq Wilson in the middle of that stop. They have been all over the field.
Yeah, Shaq Wilson, Rodney Paul, Reginald Bowens have played very well today in the middle for the Gamecocks. Take a look at it here, and this is just becoming old hat. There really hasn't been very many other options. They've very rarely gone to their tailbacks today between Clemens and Sanders. Newton's been the primary guy.
Second down, reverse, Rourke. Nowhere to go. Boy, if he had just kept running instead of pitching it off, Kentucky might have had a game ripped off.
Well, you got to give Joker Phillips credit. He's been creative. The offense is trying to be creative today with the gadget plays. That's the third trick play we've seen. None of them have worked.
Yeah, I mean, how tricky are they when one resulted in an interception, the other was also nearly picked off, and that one goes for a loss. 3rd and 7 for this Kentucky team, 2 of 10, and that down today. Gamecocks spring the blitz. Melvin Ingram trying to push through. Another batted ball. Was it juggled and caught by King? No. Nose of the football kissed the grass. Good second effort by the junior from Radcliffe, Kentucky, but the Gamecocks coverage was all over him again.
And the Gamecocks getting good pressure from the right side of their defensive line. They have Clowney and Ingram lined up on the same side of the ball, and that's just not fair. You get two pass rushers like that on the same side, and they make them throw high. Almost came up with a great catch, but you see it hits the turf.
Stephon Gilmore, interception in the first half, nearly had the 7th of his career. Sanders, the fair catch. Halfway through this third quarter. Shaw has been at work. Inside screen. This is D'Angelo Smith. Wrestled down after 7 yards on first down. You see Brandon Wilds, the freshman from Blythewood, in the backfield, relieving Lattimore. But what has impressed you most, Brad, about Connor Shaw's day?
Well, so far his decision-making. Obviously, the Gamecocks have had receivers open, and he's put the ball in their hands, hitting receivers in stride. But just the basic decision-making, not turning the ball over when a play's not there, tucking it and running, sliding, throwing the ball out of bounds, and not making the big mistake.
And Carolina has had 1 turnover. Lattimore hunting for room. That turnover was on the first play of the game, a fumble on the opening kickoff.
And rarefied air with the 4 touchdown passes. Gamecocks haven't had a quarterback throw 4 touchdowns in a game since 2006.
Well, what's impressive is that coming in, Kentucky had the reputation of stopping the pass and not the run. 11th in the nation in pass defense, 100th against the run. Connor Shaw sliced him and shredded him for 249 and angling for more. Lattimore, though, gets stuck. Winston Guy, second in the SEC in tackles, second on the team in tackles for a loss. Brings up a couple in both categories.
He's coming up a bit gimpy there, and Marcus Lattimore didn't get much help from his receiver D'Angelo Smith, who whiffed on the block there. Otherwise, it has an opportunity to go for a big gain on the outside.
Guy, former 100-meter state champion in high school out of Lexington. Joker Phillips has some playmakers, some next-level guys on defense. This has not been their day. Backfield floods out. Shaw avoids the rush. It's Cunningham underneath. Let's do another first down. This is shaping up into a career day for the junior Cunningham.
And Connor Shaw is growing up right in front of our eyes there, much to the dismay of Joker Phillips. He reads the blitz, sees it coming, and goes through his checkdowns, and there's the tight end wide open over the middle.
Cunningham, his first career touchdown catch in the first half. A call for a measurement. Not the distance between you and me.
Well, the tight end really hasn't been a big part of this offense so far this season. That's something the Gamecocks have had a lot of success in the past with guys like Patrick DeMarco and Jared Cook, and just hasn't been there so far this season. And it's good to see Justice Cunningham and Rory Anderson getting involved as well.
This quarter, 100-11. Carolina searching for a few inches for the first down. And as folks were searching for answers as to why this offense has not clicked this season, I think it was underplayed, the value of a Patrick DeMarco, that pass-catching tight end or fullback. Oh, somebody jumped into the neutral zone from Big Blue. Lattimore makes short work of that. Don't think you're allowed to do that.
Now trying to anticipate the snap count, and Connor Shaw didn't snap it on 2 apparently.
That's Trevathan, I think. I like the shoulder sleeves, the jockey silks they got.
It's a different look.
I don't think anybody would confuse Danny Trevathan as a jockey.
No, his biggest asset is his speed. He plays off blocks so well.
Defense, penalty decline. Result of the play, first down. Yes.
Trevathan came into this game needing 10 tackles for 300 in his career. This tells a little bit something about what he's done throughout his career for the Wildcats.
this ends a 4-game homestand, a rare 4-game homestand for Carolina. Really, the gauntlet of their schedule begins next week at Mississippi State, then at Tennessee, and then at Arkansas. Off his back foot, Shaw into coverage, and Jeffrey has to break that up. Really the first time all day Connor Shaw has made an unwise throw.
Yeah, Martavius Nelham's safety comes over for help, so in effect he ends up throwing into coverage, but the Gamecocks have had Alshon Jeffrey in one-on-one coverage almost all afternoon. You see the hit on Connor Shaw. He's taken a couple hits today. Alshon can usually go up and get those jump balls, but Nelham's the safety comes over, makes a good play on the wall.
And what makes Jeffrey so dangerous catching also makes him good on a poorly thrown ball. He can play defender. Shaw got whiplashed down the play by Winston Guy as Cunningham hangs on. Martavius Nelham's the safety upended him.
Well, Cunningham's being the lost man there for this Kentucky defense. He's been wide open really all day, and again Connor Shaw going through his checkdowns, looks right and look over the middle, and there's an easy catch.
Cunningham had 5 catches coming in. He's got 5 catches today. Sets up 3rd and 2 for this Gamecock offense that has been firing on all cylinders. Little option toss again. Worked the first time, works the second time. As Lattimore drags a defender inside the Kentucky 40.
Well, Connor Shaw doing a nice job of running that play and selling the defender. Watch the play develop. Bruce Ellington also gets a block on the outside. And Shaw really has to sell this play. Has to make someone commit, which he does. And that leaves Lattimore wide open. You see the pitch and the block there by Bruce Ellington.
And I think because he was successful in running himself in the first half, it set up that option here. Drive marches on. Lattimore handoff on the delay. Opens his stride a little bit. Clobbered by Winston Guy, but productive yardage on first down, and very quietly Lattimore creeping towards 100 yards.
Take a look at again, a good lead block by the fullback Dalton Wilson, and the Gamecocks starting to get a little push at the point of attack here, really starting to chew out the numbers here and get the clock running in their favor, something the Gamecocks were unable to do last week, and this has been a problem for the Kentucky defense all season long, is time of possession, and right now that's way in favor of the Gamecocks.
Swirly snap, still into the belly of Lattimore. Lattimore last year, Brad, 212 total yards, 3 touchdowns in the first half, and no surprise, Carolina led 28-10. But he sprained his ankle at the end of the first half and did not play the second half. Boy, and when he left, so too did Carolina's offense, and Kentucky rallied to win.
And again, Kentucky had all those big guns on offense as well.
Pass outside to Sanders, but he gets ridden down. Anthony Mosley. Mosley, a guy who haunted Carolina last year. Remember, he had the interception in the end zone to end the game. But at this rate, it's not coming down to a late drive.
They did a nice job of blowing up that play. Gamecocks had numbers out there for the blockers, but 2 guys missed their blocks.
So 4th down, Jay Wooten trying to redeem himself for a missed 44-yarder in the first half. We'll have a 48-yarder here. Career-long 49.
They never let them take short ones, do they?
No, they don't. Plenty of leg. Going right down Main Street. Jay Wooten. 3 field goals this year. They've been from 48 and out. Make it 30-3 Carolina.
Family fun, historic adventures, and the call of the wild. It's all happening in Columbia, and right now it's happening for less. Find discount getaway packages at experiencecolumbia.com.
Beating, slapping, punching, roughing up, teaching a lesson,
getting even,
fighting back. They had it coming.
Who do they think they are?
You barely touched her.
And you'll never
do it again. Whatever you call it,
there is no excuse
for domestic abuse.
This message is brought to you by the South Carolina Coalition Against Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault.
Does your business have the financial control it needs? Here's what you can expect from Regions. A bank that provides you with real business expertise. Check. A professional optimization of your cash flow with a Regions Cash Core analysis. Check. Cash management solutions and the smart lending options you need to grow your business. Check. Plus, it all comes with award-winning service to help you achieve more balance. Interested? Let's talk. Looking good.
In North Myrtle Beach, we have a lot of great vacation ideas, such as championship golf, entertainment, great fishing, fine dining, and fabulous shopping. But we're sure the beauty of our wide-open beach will inspire some great ideas of your own. For your free planner, call 1-866-219-1519 or log on to northmyrtlebeach.travel.
Wendy's new Dave's Hot and Juicy Cheeseburgers are here. We're celebrating by giving you a chance to win tickets to a 2011 College Football Championship game in Atlanta or Charlotte. To enter, just text the word Wendy's to South. That's Wendy's to 76884. You can win 4 tickets to the game, 2 nights hotel accommodations for you and your friends, and a $500 gift card. Enter now, then go out and try Wendy's new Dave's Hot and Juicy Cheeseburgers at participating Wendy's. Wendy's, you know when it's real.
Jay Wooten tacks on a 48-yard field goal and ring up 30 unanswered for Carolina. Gamecock fans were searching for a fired-up team that played focused and executed well after that effort against Auburn. They found one today. Sure makes Gamecock fans feel much better about the stretch of road games ahead. Taken out by Bailey from the 5. One of his teammates might have gotten away with a hold, but regardless, this drive will start shy of the 20.
A lot of fans wanted a block in the back there as somebody was shoved to.
Yeah, Marty Marquette.
Yep.
Look at the scoring drive. That's significant because last week Carolina had one drive longer than 5 plays, and it was the last of the game.
And look how much time that took off the clock. 5 minutes, 27 seconds.
That was Carolina's 6th drive of longer than 5 plays. New quarterback, Maxwell King, freshman, Grenada Hills, California. Welcome to the game. Interception, CeCe Whitlock. His 3rd in the last 2 games. That didn't go so well. Maxwell Smith, true freshman, and Whitlock there again.
Hey, you take a look at CeCe Whitlock. He went straight out of bounds. Remember last week he had the pick, danced around a little bit and fumbled. Later got an interception in the end zone, but this time he figured to cut his losses, got the pick, and ran straight out of bounds. He didn't want any part of that offensive lineman either.
Yeah, look who was there. It was Lorenzo Ward saying, you get out of bounds. 5th career interception. Here's Lorenzo. Whoop, don't go anywhere. Don't even think about cutting it back. Blesses the Gamecocks with outstanding field position and a chance to drum up some more offense. 418 yards on 65 plays. Shaw responsible for 4 touchdowns, 264 yards, more than he had his entire career. Looking for more. Almost picked off again. Boy, Anderson got sizzled. Nearly snatched out of the air by Nellums.
And one of the few mistakes Connor Shaw has made today. Tried to squeeze that one in between a couple of defenders. And Buster Anderson's kind of a tough matchup, as we talked about earlier, at tight end. He's not a prototypical tight end size-wise. 6'5", 207, a bit thin, so you can get some mismatches with him against some linebackers.
Second down. Wheel route to Lattimore. Tackle out there by Guy. A lot of talk about this Kentucky defense with a new scheme under defensive coordinator Rick Minter, who you'll recall was the defensive coordinator at Carolina in 2004. Right, they moved to a 4-2-5, which is meant to attack from all angles and really be blitz happy. I think blitz static might be more appropriate. We haven't seen too much of that.
No, they did a little bit of. They were getting some pressure on Connor Shaw a while ago, but the Gamecocks have picked it up.
They will blitz on 3rd and 9. Looks like the Gamecocks had set up the option. Shaw keeps it this time. Centers that ball for 4th down and another field goal. Former walk-on Luke McDermott held him up.
Defense did a good job to bow up there and not prevent the potential for 6. The Gamecocks will go for 3 here, maybe the shortest attempt of the season.
Yeah, 42 yards. That's a chip shot right now for Jay Wooten.
They don't let him take any easy ones.
Jay Wooten, senior from Laurinburg, North Carolina, transfer from the University of North Carolina. Dad, a former basketball player at Presbyterian. You get the field level look of it, and good. As the clock hits all zeros for the 3rd quarter. Kentucky at one point led 3-0. It's been all Gamecocks since. Well, ahead to the 4th. Gamecocks up big.
It's no coincidence the Toyota Tundra has received the most dependable large pickup award from J.D. Power and Associates. Not once, not twice, but 6 years in a row. Now that's a statement no other truck can make. Save up to $67.50 on the 2011 Toyota Tundra Double Cab with 0% APR. The full-size Tundra from Toyota.
Colors flow naturally. Introducing HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams.
If you have diabetes and love food, pay attention to this free offer.
Hi, I'm Nicole Johnson. I've had diabetes for years, and I love food. To me, there's nothing tastier than rich chocolate cake, except maybe crispy oven-fried chicken or cheesy potato skins. Get these recipes and many more free in these amazing diabetes cookbooks.
If you have diabetes and are on Medicare, you qualify for these 5 free cookbooks. Call 1-800-245-0008.
Enjoy dozens of yummy recipes for desserts, main dishes, snacks, and more. Plus, get this free guide to planning delicious diabetes-friendly meals. So call now and get cooking.
For your 5 free cookbooks and free meal planning guide, call 1-800-245-0008. That's 1-800-245-0008.
The Canes are back on Fox Sports Carolinas with more games, more access, more Canes action than ever before. Monday, the Hurricanes strike New Jersey as Eric Stahl takes the lead against big man Martin Brodeur and the Devils. Hurricanes, Devils, Monday at 12:30 beginning with Hurricanes Live on Fox Sports Carolinas. And this game is also available on Fox Sports South. Check your local listings.
As we start the 4th quarter, Brad Muller, this is the type of game Gamecock fans have been waiting on. A complete effort.
They've gotten a great effort out of their offense. They've solved a lot of problems, answered some questions. Kentucky with a lot of questions to answer right now.
Kind of righted the ship. And a fumble on the kick return. Down in a heap goes DeMarco Robinson, the freshman from Ellenwood, Georgia. That last scoring drive set up by C.C. Whitlock's 3rd interception in the last 2 games, and Jay Wooten his 2nd field goal from 40 and out. I was talking with Jay this week. His middle school teammates with Gamecocks defensive tackle Travian Robertson. In middle school, Wooten was the quarterback. Robertson was the tight end. Take 2 for Maxwell Smith. His first pass attempt on his first play in this game was picked off by Whitlock. Not deterred as he lines up a long one. This could be picked off again, and it is. Deflected by Gilmore, intercepted by Swearinger. Kentucky quarterbacks have 4 completions to the Wildcats, and now 4 to the Gamecocks.
Swearinger does a great job coming over. The free safety coming over, reads that play right away. Ball never should have been thrown, and just a poor job of reading the defense. Take a look at it here. He's pretty well covered to begin with. And look at that. Free safety coming over. Look what I found.
Great reflex. Swearinger with his first interception of the year. And when you have 4 picks, you can do that.
Well, Steve Spurrier talks about how he wants his team to have fun. I think they're having a little bit of fun this afternoon.
Kind of effort that soothes the soul, you know what I mean? Beginning of the season, all the howls were about the Carolina defense. 37 points allowed against East Carolina, 42 against Georgia. Here's Alshon Jeffrey, his first catch of the second half. He picks up 13. And now that puts him 5 yards away from breaking the school record for career 100-yard receiving games. 95 yards and counting for Jeffrey as we glance at the third quarter stats.
And look at the total domination by the Gamecocks. Time of possession in the third quarter, just unbelievable.
Wow.
Yards per play, just all Carolina.
A couple of turnovers in Kentucky as well. Anderson in motion. Lattimore in the backfield. Flea flicker. Looking down the seam, instead out wide. Pass caught, and a couple of cutbacks by Sanders to the 10-yard line. Boy, it seems Steve Spurrier has had the Midas touch on his playbook today. 25 yards.
4th catch of the game for Ace Sanders, and that play almost happened too quickly so as not to confuse the defense, but a great throw by Shaw, and Ace Sanders, the little 5'7" receiver, makes the play. Here it is. Back to you, buddy. Shaw, plenty of time. Able to step into his throw, and Sanders open on the play.
And Shaw now 303 passing yards. 1st and goal. And jam in tight as Shaw looks for the jump ball to Jeffrey. Can he turn that shoulder? No.
Pass is incomplete to Alshon Jeffrey.
Tough catch to make.
Yeah, had to turn over the other shoulder. Went to the inside shoulder, the outside shoulder, and couldn't quite turn around to get it. Take another look at it here. Just puts enough air underneath it, though, to give Alshon Jeffrey a chance. Again, he's bigger than most of the defensive backs covering him, but just couldn't quite get turned around.
Defended by Mosley. 2 years ago, Alshon against Kentucky and Columbia had his breakout. 7 catches, 138 yards, 3 touchdowns. Not too shabby here. Now there's a career day, and then there's a career day. Let's take a look at Connor Shaw's numbers for his career, and then here against Kentucky. First Gamecock to throw for 300 or more yards since 2009. Needs 1 more touchdown to tie the school record for touchdown passes in a game. Savell Newton set it last in 2006. And 2nd and goal, Jeffrey out wide. I think you might be seeing this guy under center in Starkville. The delay, Lattimore without a touchdown today. Takes it a few yards closer.
As you said, Marcus Lattimore scored at least 1 touchdown in every game. You know, he's smelling the end zone. Would like to get his 6 as well.
Lattimore now 98 yards after a slow first half. A slow by Lattimore standards.
And the fortunate thing is the Gamecocks haven't needed him to have a big game today.
Third and goal. Shaw will keep. Doesn't have room. He took a shot there too. Ronnie Snead, 3rd on the team in tackles. Now you're up 33-3. You can either air this out, test the playbook, or you can play for the field goal.
Yeah, to work on a play that you want to run in this situation for later. On the other side, Kentucky is thinking, don't rub it in, guys.
Yeah, you know, Kentucky fans have gotten quite used to Steve Spurrier burning out the scoreboard on them in his career. He's going to test out their 4th quarter and 4th and goal playmaking ability. 3 receivers. Rolling out is Shaw. Shaw. Backside, no. catch. Ran out of room. Turnover on downs.
Kentucky had that sniffed out very well. Rolled to the right, made it a short field. Nothing open for that man.
Now, Kentucky only mustered 14 points against Florida, 7 against LSU. The Gamecock defense has outdone them both. 3 points, and that came in the opening minutes. Smith from under center. Keep it on the ground. Raymond Sanders, a sophomore from Stone Mountain, Georgia, who's missed the last 3 games after some knee surgery. Smart move there because Maxwell Smith, the freshman backing up Morgan Newton, had thrown 2 passes, and they were both completions to Gamecock defenders.
And I know that Kentucky was looking for some answers for their offense coming into today, and I don't think they've found any answers to their questions.
I think they only got more questions. 2-3 on the year. Sanders up the middle will set up 3rd down. This Kentucky team has reached a school record 5 straight bowl games. Now, the second half of their schedule really plays to their favor. Florida, LSU, South Carolina to begin conference play. The league office did them no favors. But 2 and 4, they have a hill to climb to get bowl eligible.
And Joker Phillips is going to have to find a way to rally the troops, though, after another dismal showing.
2 for 11 on 3rd downs. And Kentucky wants to think about this.
Timeout. Kentucky.
So we'll go to a break.
Timeout of the half.
Gamecocks have been searching for a game like this all season. Think they've found one against the Cats.
I've responded to probably thousands of medical emergencies. I think I've seen many incidents that have really shocked me when I came upon them. I mean, we're talking about something that could snuff out a life very, very quickly if it's not handled properly. If I thought I was having a heart attack and EMS arrives on the scene, I know exactly where I'd want to go. And not every hospital is the same.
The University of South Carolina is proud of our vibrant heritage. At USC, this is our history.
We tackle the most pressing problems, from preserving our coast to studying the health of our oceans. At USC, this is our low country.
It's the South's welcoming nature that creates a supportive environment for our students. At USC, this is our hospitality.
8 campuses, endless opportunities. The University of South Carolina.
Like so many great pioneers before me, guided only by a dream, I'm embarking on a journey of epic proportion. I will travel from sea to shining sea, through amber waves of grain, and I won't stop until I've helped every driver in America save hundreds on car insurance. Well, I'm at the parking lot. That's a good start.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
A vacation in South Walton isn't about what you take. It's what you take away and return to year after year. All the special times, the perfect moments, unforgettable places, and all the things you did that you never do anywhere else. Come find your perfect beach.
Third and 5 for the Kentucky offense. LaRon King in motion towards the formation. Pass batted at the line. We got the big paw on it. DeMario Jeffrey, who has the best vertical jump on the team. Yikes. That'll might cause them to move up the charts a bit.
Tell you what, South Carolina's defense since the season opener has really turned things around. This was almost a pick 6 in the shadow of the goalpost. Take a look at it here. Rolls off the blocker. He's been all by himself for 6.
And Jeffrey, the Columbia native, could have tucked it off into his belly and coasted in. Kadlachka from his own end zone. Shift Sanders, who fumbles the ball. Carolina gets to it first. So Carolina starts this drive with Marcus Lattimore taking the direct snap, and I think this has worked. Lattimore opens it up, down the sideline, get up and get gone. It's Bruce Ellington for his first touchdown as a Gamecock. And yes, you hear it, it is Williams-Bruce Stadium in Columbia.
Longest run of his young career with the Gamecocks, scooting down the sideline, tight-roping the sideline. It electrifies what's left of this crowd here.
Now that's the kind of play he ran at Berkeley High School.
Great blocking on the outside as well, and then it's all Ellington the rest of the way. Nobody's going to catch him.
And not number 21 who had taken the direct snaps earlier, but Bruce Ellington. Boy, like he was running a fast break at Colonial Life Arena. Joker Phillips now chatting with one of our officials. Might have thought that Ellington had stepped out of bounds on that run. Regardless, that just electrified this crowd and could put Carolina close to 40. Now wishful thinking by Joker Phillips. Feet were in bounds the whole way. Bruce Ellington rambling to the end zone. His first career touchdown, and the extra point puts the Gamecocks at 40 for a second SEC game this season. Folks, this will look fast in slow motion. Bruce Ellington, the direct snap, and off you go. Carolina's longest offensive touchdown of the season comes from that man. His first as a Gamecock, Bruce Ellington. A lot of folks forget, had it not been for a man named Lattimore, Ellington would have been South Carolina's Mr. Football. 2,878 all-purpose yards as a senior, 23 touchdowns. And showing the numbers don't lie. 40-3 Carolina as Quinn Smith belts the Kentucky kick returner.
Kentucky just trying to find any kind of playmaker here on offense. The starting quarterback Morgan Newton ineffective, ran the ball okay, could get nothing through the air. Maxwell Smith nothing through the air so far. And really, they haven't really tried to use their tailback Sanders and Clemens very often today. They've just got to find somebody who can move the chains a little bit, and maybe time to give somebody else a chance.
And they go back to Newton here. Kentucky quarterbacks combined 4 of 23, 17 yards, 4 interceptions. Best option might be to keep it on the ground with Newton. This might spawn a quarterback controversy, though. Really, Maxwell Smith, his 2 pass attempts, both interceptions. I don't think he did anything to solidify himself.
Yeah, the Gamecocks now in the last 3 games with 9 interceptions. They've just been takeaway artists after struggling against the pass the first couple of games of the season.
Well, if there are 2 silver linings for Kentucky, Brad, number 1 is that Big Blue Madness is Thursday. The second is that Kentucky entered with an SEC worth 21 sacks allowed. Newton has not been sacked. The Gamecocks secondary has given him headaches all day. Finally, some room to run. What makes this performance defensively even better? There's a flag at the end of the play. Remember how dominating South Carolina was against Vanderbilt? Held the Commodores to 77 yards. In college football, sacks count as negative rushing yards. Right now, Kentucky has only 78 yards, but 0 negative yards.
27 defense, personal foul, number 87 offense, penalties offset. Result of the play is a first down.
Victor Hampton, Brian Adams swapping some recipes after the play.
Yeah, tempers flaring a little bit. Kentucky obviously frustrated, but yes, just nothing going on offense for Kentucky. The big hit there by Bryson Williams after the first down as well. Take a look at this hit. And right under the chin.
Kentucky just his 5th first down of the afternoon. Oh, and that one blows up on them. A fumble as they try to do the direct snap to the motion man. South Carolina with its 6th turnover of the afternoon. Those gadget plays have been nothing but pain for the Wildcats, and Byron Gerardo, 6'1", 319. That ball's going to tuck in him and not go away.
He flattened the ball when he fell on top of it. Take a look at it here. Every time the Wildcats have tried something tricky here today, it's blown up in their face. 3 Gamecocks around it, and Gamecocks with great field position once again.
Jonathan George, the tailback. I don't know if that snap was meant to go to Newton, who would then hand off to George, or just George on the direct. Well, their timing was well off. Now Byron Gerardo to Fort Scott Community College is nicknamed the Greyhounds. Don't think he resembles one, but he can sniff out a football. Carolina leading big.
Everybody wants more financial control, but it's not always easy. At Regions, we have the tools and expertise to really help you find your balance, like the freedom to access and monitor your accounts anytime, anywhere, with online and mobile banking. Real guidance and solutions from a Regions personal savings and debt review. Plus, at Regions, you'll get the award-winning service people are talking about. It's financial control. Well, like you haven't had before. Wow, unbelievable.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, call now to get the new talking meter. These new meters are more accurate, they're easier to use, and the best news is you don't have to prick your fingers anymore. Arriva makes it simple. They bill Medicare directly. There are no upfront costs, and they deliver your supplies right to your door for free.
For more information, call 1-800-795-0447.
Attention, the diabetes drug Actos has been linked to bladder cancer.
If you've taken the diabetes drug Actos and now have bladder cancer, call the Goldwater Law Firm right now.
If you or a loved one took this drug and were injured, call us right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation.
If you or a loved one took Actos and were then diagnosed with bladder cancer,
call 800-700-6500. That's 800-700-6500.
It's Saturday in the South, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. First on Fox Sports South, the FSU Seminoles square off against the Duke Blue Devils at 3. Then at 7, it's a big SEC battle in Nashville when Georgia brawls with Vanderbilt. Then on Sports South, Central Florida takes on SMU at 3:30, followed by Kansas State and Texas Tech at 7. Touchdown! It's all part of Saturday in the South, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, only on Fox Sports South and Sports South.
Golden sunshine on this Saturday afternoon, and a golden performance by Connor Shaw and the Gamecocks. 40-3, could they make it more? Into the end zone, but broken up. And there's hand-to-hand combat out there with Demir Bird and his cover corner. Nice defense by Cartier Rice, junior from Burns, South Carolina.
Demir Bird almost had the home run ball early in the game, slipped through his fingers. They go to him again. Pretty good throw, and hit him in the hands again. But may have had the defender cross his eyes a little bit.
You see the score, and Connor Shaw still in. 25 of 38 for 303 and 4 touchdowns. Might be wondering why Shaw is still out there. Lattimore only needed 1 for 100. Looks like he got it. But I think, Brad, is important if Shaw cemented himself as Carolina's quarterback today, that he get as many live reps. He had attempted 11 passes coming in.
Exactly. He wants to get a chance to run different plays, get in situations, get used to receivers' routes in a game. Obviously, things are a lot different than what you see in practice. You want to give him as many reps as possible. Because as we talked about earlier, you got a 3-game road trip coming on, all very difficult places to play.
Kentucky not the most vaunted SEC defense. Will get harder with Tennessee on the schedule. Arkansas, Florida. Shaw belted as he's thrown, but still right on target, close to the marker. Ace Sanders, but Connor Shaw slow to get up. He got sawed in half on the blitz. This might bring on Andrew Clifford.
And it will. Connor up on his feet. He's going to come out. And Clifford's going to get a chance to let him shake off the cobwebs. And you'll hear the applause. Watch the hit.
That's Trevathan. Now that's the last pass attempt we see from Shaw today. What a day it was. And feeling the love from the Williams-Brice Stadium crowd. All that in the first down on Sanders' 5th catch, which ties a career high. So here comes Clifford, the Tampa native, to Brandon Wilds. And the freshman. One broken tackle from breaking it into the end zone.
Lattimore got his 100 yards and give Wilds, the youngster, a chance to get some reps in. He only had 3 carries in the season coming into this afternoon. Find some nice running room on the right side.
Hit the carry again on 1st and goal. Carolina's largest margin of victory in an SEC game was 38. 52-14 against Vanderbilt in 1995. As the quick math illustrates, 1 point away from that. Connor Shaw, maybe SEC Player of the Week worthy performance.
Well, what I love is the 8 different receivers caught a pass today.
Things you might see in Starkville a week from now. Catch in the end zone, touchdown. D.L. Moore with his first of the season and the first of Andrew Clifford's career. The route continues. Everybody getting in on the action.
Well, D.L. Moore is going to be an answer to a trivia question. I believe he caught the first touchdown pass of Connor Shaw's career last year. Now he gets Clifford's first. Quick 2-step drop over the defenders. He's open. And the Gamecocks piling on here in the second half.
Bowling Green, Kentucky native D.L. Moore was not seriously recruited by UK. The extra point bang home. This day just gets longer for the boys in blue. Carolina fans wanted a game like this all season. They've gotten one. 47-3 after the Clifford to Moore strike. This is the type of performance from a psyche standpoint, Brad, that Carolina wants in advance of those 3 tough road games. Andrew Clifford connected with D.L. Moore. Came in relief of Connor Shaw. Got licked pretty good on his last pass attempt.
I think a statement was set in this game earlier. Remember when the Gamecocks fumbled the opening kickoff, giving Kentucky great field position, and the Gamecock defense holds them to just a field goal. Just a sign of how things were to go for this Kentucky offense this afternoon.
Newton the handoff to George. Carolina defense, 6 turnovers forced, and still without a sack. They've allowed now 79 yards on 49 plays.
Take a look at the defense up the middle here. Just nothing going, no room to run. And the Gamecocks don't have a sack, but I think a lot of that has to do with Kentucky's done a lot of shorter drops, quicker throws, anticipating that great pass rush by the Gamecocks, and obviously it hasn't worked out well at all.
This is a Gamecock defense that has played by and large without Melvin Ingram, the SEC's defending 2-time Defensive Player of the Week. 1-yard gain, shotgun for Newton on 2nd down. Gamecocks fire the blitz, and a flag will blow this down. False start against Kentucky. And this Kentucky defense, of course, the offense hasn't helped out exactly either.
87 offense.
Now, this is 130 yards points allowed by UK in its first 3 SEC games. Steve Spurrier, a lot of Kentucky fans, they remember the 73-7 game and the 65-0 game when he was at Florida, and you might drop this one in the bucket too. George on the cutback to the 2nd level, staying on his feet. One of the longest plays from scrimmage by Kentucky today.
And trying to see who's going to emerge as a tailback for Kentucky. And again, they just really haven't given these guys a lot of chances. We're seeing Jonathan George now with a nice run off the right side. Clemens and Sanders earlier really didn't get that many opportunities to carry the football. George trying to make the most of his opportunities, but no one's really been able to establish themselves there as the #1 tailback.
I think no team in the SEC was hurt more at the skill position by graduation or early entry to the draft. Boy, Quinn Smith just made himself a cape on the Kentucky ball carrier. But getting back to my point, no team suffered more from attrition to its skill players than Kentucky. Mike Hartline was a 3,000-yard passer. Randall Cobb did about everything. He also lost the SEC's leader in touchdown catches, Chris Matthews, and Derek Locke, a very fine tailback. You knew it would be a rebuilding year in Lexington, but they have borne the brunt of that rebuilding.
Yeah, they just haven't found that go-to player so far in this offense.
Loss of 3. Don't think Kentucky wants to roll the dice through the air anymore. 4 completions to their own, 4 completions to the boys in Garnet. Carolina is going to give some amnesia about the performance in Lexington last year.
Well, a different road as the Gamecocks get ready to go on the road, but at least they'll be going in with some confidence from an offensive standpoint. Defense had already been playing well, but they had to have something going into this 3-game road trip starting at Mississippi State next week.
Now led by Connor Shaw's 303 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. Lattimore 100 yards rushing. Very nearly 100 through the air by Jeffrey. And a juggle and nearly an interception. Could have gone either way. But in and out of the hands of Brian Adams.
And that kind of summarizes the problems the Kentucky Wildcats have had on offense, not just today. That's been a problem all season long, is drop passes when they've had receivers that do have the ability to get open and sit down in coverages, but they just can't pull the football down consistently.
Hunting time for Tidlachia. Well, as demoralizing as the Auburn loss was, didn't derail South Carolina from anything. They have played like a team with its heads held high. 47 points. Right now, this would stand as their largest margin of victory in an SEC game ever. Final 3:05 from Columbia after an 8-yard gain on first down. Slip in out of a tackle and almost breaking into the clear was Demir Bird. Boy, and you give him some green grass with that 10.4 100-meter speed, he would have vaporized that secondary.
Boy,
he got close to 600 yards regardless.
No, he doesn't stumble here, and we've got another highlight reel play for the Gamecocks. Look at this here. He could be scooped down the sideline. Nope.
He almost got slingshotted down the blocks. Carolina 582 yards of offense, 47 points. As Clifford on the zone read takes it up the middle. When you roll up that many yards of offense, Brad, you score that many points, a lot of guys will get in on the act.
Yeah, a lot of happy faces there. The Gamecocks recording a lot of firsts.
I'm not sure about Ellington's face. Don't think he was ready when they said cheese. No doubt all smiles part of this effort. Justice Cunningham as well. As many catches had he had all season. New quarterback, and that'll be Dylan Thompson out of Boiling Springs, South Carolina.
Going deep into the depth chart here, deeper than we've had to go all season long. Everyone getting an opportunity.
Redshirt freshman, same place as Phil Petty. Keeps it himself, but shy of the first down. Carolina next week at Mississippi State. You can watch all of the action on Sports South. I think you know, Brad, who the quarterback might be for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. I don't think there's any real controversy coming in today that Connor Shaw was going to start. He needed the opportunity after Garcia had stumbled through the first half of the season.
Showed some incredible touch. The screen set up to Ellington. Can turn upfield. Shaw, the coach's son. He began in high school as a receiver because 2 years ahead of him was a pretty fine quarterback at Flowery Branch High School, his older brother, Jay Beauchamp. And older brother hard-pressed to duplicate these numbers.
And it was good for him to get a complete game. Remember, he'd only thrown more than 5 passes in a game 3 times in his collegiate career, so he needed that under his belt today. And he really showed the coaches and staff and the fans what he can do.
Well, he showed the coaches in preseason. Remember, he was a competition with him and Garcia, and Steve Spurrier rewarded him for a strong camp by the start in the East Carolina game. Drawing towards 1 minute in this 4th and final quarter. Gamecocks moving to 5-1. And as resounding a defeat as they've had in the last several years. It'll be a long ride back for Joker Phillips, the second-year Kentucky head coach. Third down. Wild reverses field. Uses his blocks very well. Guy's been bumped up to the backup tailback spot with Kenny Miles' injury. Brandon Wilds with some nice strong downhill running.
Well, you talk about using his blocks well. One of those blocks by quarterback Dylan Thompson. Take a look at it here. Thompson follows the places up, coming back with me. All right, gets a little chip there, but that's just enough to spring him to the outside for the big gainer.
Whether it was Sean Lattimore or Thompson and Wilds, everything has been clicking for Carolina. Head ball coach had taken some arrows this week about his play calling, the organization of his offense, but now 190 career wins in the national championship. He still is just as chipper as ever. He shows everybody he knows what he's doing.
Remains first down.
Final 38 seconds. D.L. Moore. Native of Bowling Green, Kentucky, Brad. Bowling Green High School is high school's nickname, the Purples. That's the kind of information you get when it's 47-3 late in the 4th quarter. Carolina does not need to run another play. They might. Spurrier might be thinking half 100. Couple of pump fakes. Thompson scrambling. He'll keep it. He'll get in there. Well, Gamecock fans have wanted to see 50 in an SEC game for a long time, and they get their wish. Thompson's first career touchdown, the 5th Gamecock with his first career touchdown today.
Well, 3 quarterbacks getting in on the act to help out the offense for the Gamecocks, and a very deflated Kentucky team. It gets even worse.
And they improvise. And some congratulations from Shaw. (54-3). Little improv theater from the redshirt freshman.
It's just all him straight up the gut. 6 more for the Gamecocks.
Through the elevator doors and into the end zone. .54 points, 639 yards of offense in the loss to Auburn, very much in the rear view as the final seconds will tick off the clock, and South Carolina will move to 5-1 in as convincing a fashion in SEC play as they've ever had under Steve Spurrier. Connor Shaw got the start, and Connor Shaw finished off the Wildcats. Domination as the Gamecocks get themselves back in the driver's seat in the SEC East. And the homestand, onto the road. It gets no easier, but this is the kind of game you want to take into it.
Well, we've talked about it. They answered a lot of questions on offense. They can go into the road trip with some confidence. The defense continues to play well.
Shaw, 311 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a dominant defense leads to a 54-3 win for South Carolina. For Brad Muller, Andy Demetra, Gary McCullough, our entire Sports South crew. We'll see you next week.
I've been fortunate enough to make a living out of the automobile business for the last 50 years. Cobra has made its own history. It's the most replicated car that's ever been. Z-Max not only improves performance, but it improves emissions. I can tell you that it penetrates the metal. Z-Max works in any type of vehicle. I've got my reputation to protect. I recommend Z-Max because I know it works.
The time is now.
Who wants to begin?
Charter and Showtime want you to have it all.
No way.
All the shows you've heard about. All the movies you want to see. It's so magical. And the hardest hitting sports, anytime on demand.
This is amazing. It's more than I bargained for. Any questions?
Get Showtime from Charter.
Well, that's obvious.
Get Showtime from Charter for as little as $10 per month for up to 12 months. Call now.
Non-lawyer paid spokesperson. Attention diabetes patients. Are you one of millions who have taken Avandia? Have you or a loved one had a heart attack or stroke while taking Avandia? The FDA warns there is an increased risk of heart complications while taking Avandia. Never stop taking any medication without consulting your doctor. But if you've had a heart attack or stroke while taking
the game, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Nobody's going to get that unless the shortstop, Show Meow, makes an unbelievable catch. That's impossible.
I don't know how he caught that ball. First of all, look at the way he turned around first. His back's to the infield. And the gloves this way. Usually that's like a basket catch if you're turning that way, if your back's to the infield.
Omar Vizquel used to catch the pop-ups that way if the sun was going to be his eyes because he put the brim of the hat against the sun to shade.
Yeah, he was a major leaguer. That's a 13-year-old.
Exactly.
The other thing Omar did very well when he knew his back was going to be turned, like you said, he either used it the brim or he would throw it off, too, so he can see the ball coming over his shoulder.
What an incredible catch. Bernard Williams now batting. Meow made it look like nobody was going to get the ball.
Right, and he was right.
He turned around.
Was there. No one was there. The outfield was playing so deep. He was the only guy that had a chance at that pop-up, and he made the play.
Sports Center top 10 nomination?
It's amazing. He made it look almost easy.
Routine.
But that's what this team did yesterday.
He's just so calm. He's getting underneath it. And by the way, that ball with the spin as it's coming down is going toward the outfield, not back toward him.
That's crazy. So managers now who have to listen to major leaguers say they lose the ball in the sun. Please. I know it's great. They're going to be showing that video at spring trainings on all the major league fields. Oh, yeah, you lose them. Watch what this kid does. Turn your back to the sun. Ball four. Bernard Williams, number 25. He gets walked. As he goes to first, you look down at Lombardi. Want to remind everybody, this is the Little League World Series. It's being presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. While the New Jersey Governor, Chris Christie, was talking about his dad coaching and how he has coached, Harlan Coben in his pregame speech impressed upon these kids that remember it's your dad and your mom that have done everything. And he remembers looking up in the stands to see his parents there supporting him. Mike Gaines now, one of the better hitters off the bench for California. Swings and misses at that. He's reached base in 5 of his 7 plate appearances and scored 5 runs. A real weapon for the team from Chula Vista, the East Lake Little League.
Ball. 1-1.
A little bit late on that one.
Well, you said it, Carl. Gaines really has done the job off the bench here in those 7 plate appearances, scoring 5 times with 5 RBIs.
Not here, though, as Ishida blows him away. I know Nomar's folks were watching because during the Mexico game that we were getting text. You both remember the parent role that they played in your Little League experience?